Hello.
Hello.
We've decided to start. Those guys' cheeks are out walking up the
Oh
stairs.
my gosh.
I'm sorry.
We decided to start a YouTube channel.
When we were younger, we were little gamers, and we decided to have a gaming channel. But now that it's been 7-ish years since then, document our lives as we adventure into adulthood. Yay.
Yay. Today we're reading.
Wait, we have to introduce ourselves. I'm Jacqueline.
I'm Tehya.
We've been friends for 10 years now. We met in dance class when I was 9 and she was 7. So do the math.
Today we are doing Reddit stories. We thought this was a great first video idea. So
My boyfriend just texted me that he's gay.
oh
Sorry.
my god. We
Never
thought,
knew.
and we're gonna do scary Reddit stories.
Yes.
We're gonna switch off on who's reading them and pick our own Reddit stories that we want to represent.
We're feeling a little bit scary today.
A little scary.
Yeah.
Scary. Hi, this is your editor. I really wanted to apologize for my really bad reading in this. I have dyslexia and I can't read for so I am so sorry for my terrible reading, but I really hope you enjoyed nonetheless. So this is under a post where somebody says, "What is your most disturbing, scary, or creepy real story?"
Oh,
serious.
Let's hear it. We're gonna rank the realness of it, how like real we think it is, or how fake.
And how
sometimes people be fake and stuff, but yeah, we'll rank the scariness level and then how real we think the story is. Okay, let's go.
About 2 years ago, I was driving home from a family reunion pretty late at night, and the drive was about 2 hours. I didn't stay the night because I had to be back at work the following day. Most of the drive was on roads with dense bushes and trees on either side. The real creepy ones you see a lot in movies. Anyway, I had been driving about 45 minutes and I was starting to get really tired. You know how sometimes you just suddenly become really tired out of nowhere? Well, yeah, that happened to me. I knew I wasn't going to last, but I didn't come across any place that I felt I could park and sleep safely. Anyway, after it became clear to me that I wasn't going to find a place to pull up, and my tiredness wasn't going away, I did something very questionable. I pulled over to the side of the road onto some grass behind some bushes, to try and hide my car from anybody else who was coming past. The roads weren't empty. I came across another car every few minutes or so. I made a mental note that the time was 11:22, and then I fell asleep. Sometime later, I was awoken by a scratching sound. I looked at the clock, 11:50. The sound stopped after a few seconds, and I was extremely tired. I didn't bother looking around and simply went back to sleep.
Queen, pause. Are we stupid? What do you mean? It's the middle of the freaking night in the woods, pretty much, and you hear a scratching sound and you're not. Even if I'm half asleep, I'm like, hello?
Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep. I would be like
That's
I wouldn't be able to go back to sleep.
No. She's stupid. This is people in horror movies. This is why they die.
I was later awoken by the same sound, and it was now 12:40. This time it really freaked me out because the sound didn't stop. The thought ran across my mind that it was some animal inspecting my car, but why would it return almost an hour after it had left me previously? I looked in my rearview mirror and just managed to catch a glimpse of something running away into the woods. Now, at the time, I thought it was the damn hook killer. You know, the one that scratched that couple's car and then slaughtered the guy when he got out to investigate? That, I thought to myself. So I got the hell out of there. There was a bend no more than 100 yards up the road, and as I came around it, there was a car parked off to the side of the road with the driver's side door open. I slowed down just to see if anyone was in there. There wasn't. Then I looked in my rearview mirror. I didn't see anything, and all of a sudden, this guy comes sprinting around the corner. He starts screaming at me and shouting, like, hey, you, get the f off your car now. I know the f out of there again and sped off. I never saw that guy again. Moral of the story, don't sleep on the side of the road of a deserted road.
Wow.
I think
I
that
believe
one,
it.
yeah, I think that one was real.
I do believe it because it's not like too like what?
Mm-hmm.
It was just a guy. He was probably like mental.
Or it was just a guy that there's
Human trafficking.
it could be human trafficking,
Good.
or there's a chance that maybe he wasn't a bad guy and maybe something happened to his
Yeah.
car and he was just so anxious
Well,
himself.
here's the thing. I think it's a human trafficking situation because the scratching on the car, right? They're trying to lure you to get out of your car and like look
True.
around because the scratching sound will make you be like, I wonder if you're
Or
stupid.
maybe it was the damn hook killer.
Maybe it was. Maybe that was him. And then, she didn't get out of her car and he got really upset and then he started yelling at her, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Yeah.
I am shocked she did not go away from hearing it the first time.
What?
When she heard the scratching the first time, I'm
Yeah.
shocked she didn't just drive
Well, I
away.
mean, if she's in the woods, she probably just thought that
It was
sound
an
of the woods,
animal.
the animals,
Yeah.
nature. Yep.
Still, pretty scary story, but
Yeah.
I think it's kind of real.
I rate the scariness like a 5.
I rate it like a 4.
Yeah.
It wasn't that
It wasn't that
scary.
scary.
If you're in the situation though, probably a lot more scary.
Exactly.
But reading it, not that scary.
No, I didn't really jump.
Mm-mm.
No. So, I was a rookie cop when my brother committed. He was one of my older siblings, but we were very close. He died in another state, and I had a lot of guilt then about not recognizing the signs. His remains were in a bad shape by the time he was discovered, so it was a closed coffin service. About a week after he died, I was back at work one night, and my partner and I see a pimp pistol whipping one of his girls. Okay. I jump out, and the pimp sees me, and the foot chase was on. I was running after him, gun in hand, and he cuts through a narrow corridor under a building that leads to a courtyard in the middle. Right before I reach the courtyard, I hear, "It's okay," in my dead brother's voice. I hit the courtyard, and the guy is against the side pointing a gun at my head and squeezes the trigger twice. I froze for a millisecond and then started beating him in the head with my revolver. Till this day, I don't know why I didn't just shoot him, cuff him, and walk him back to the street and find my partner. I tell my partner about him squeezing the trigger, but not the voice I heard. We unload the gun right there, and 2 bullets have strike marks on them. Take the gun to the lab for testing, tell the tech the story. He puts the 2 bullets with strike marks back in and shoots into the test tank. Both bullets fired. What the frick?
Oh hell no! That actually that
Bro,
one gave me goosebumps.
his brother
Actually,
like genuinely saved his life. Like I totally believe that.
I actually I don't know if I fully believe it, but I feel like I do believe it to
I
a
mean, I
point.
believe in the afterlife 100%. Like I believe that your loved ones can come back and I think that they have the power to stop things in certain circumstances. So it
Yeah,
sounds like his brother kind of saved his life in that moment.
yeah. I would say that one was definitely scarier than the last one.
Yeah,
Like it gave me chills, and I feel like it's a little less believable though.
I fully believe it. No doubt in my mind.
I would give it like a 7 out of 6,
I would say it's like a
six point
7
five.
because if you really think about it, like he could have freaking died. Like he literally shot
Oh
him
yeah,
in the
if
head.
the story's real, I'd say it was
He
like a
shot him in the
9 out
head
of
freaking
10.
twice.
But
That's
I'm
crazy.
rating like a 6.5 on if it's real, and
Yeah.
like a scariness like an 8.5. A few summers ago, I went for a bike ride around midnight with my friend. We went our separate ways at the end of the evening, and I had about 2 blocks to ride back. Because of the construction, I had to ride on the sidewalk, but the streets were dead, and it wasn't a problem until right where I was about to turn left onto my street. There was a man walking by himself, maybe 40s, a little scruffy but not homeless. The sidewalk was narrow and I didn't want to freak him out, so when I got about 6 feet behind him, I said, "Hey, behind you!" And he turned around and gave me this super angry look. I turned down the street and he started to follow me. He was screaming about how I was a and how he was going to kill me and
What
all
did
of
I
that.
do?
I live right off the corner and I didn't want him to figure that out, so I decided to do another loop around the block. That's not the scary part. The scary part is that when I looped back and I looked down the street, I saw him standing on my fucking front stoop, staring out at the street, like the mother knew I lived there. He saw me ride by again but didn't say anything. I ended up going back to my friends, and my bike got stolen from an alleyway by the house 2 days later. Edit. The guy in question was definitely not actually homeless. We live in a large population of mentally ill in the area, unfortunately, downtown of a medium sized city. So if I didn't think the sidewalk was too narrow to pass, otherwise I wouldn't have disturbed him. Half of the scary part was that he looked pretty much completely normal for my area. That being said, I ended up texting my mom, and she made the decision to not notify the law until my bike was stolen.
Pretty freaking scary, man.
That is pretty scary.
He
But that
knew where she lived.
the scary part is the live part, like
Yeah.
him standing outside
Her porch.
her porch.
Yeah.
But I do believe it's believable. I think he probably just has some mental problems.
He probably just be in the area and knows what people look like, so that's probably why he knew where she lived. It's pretty freaking scary though, because mentally ill people are
Unpredictable.
thank you, that's the word I was looking for. You read my mind. Okay, I'm gonna look at one more story. I'm gonna find a really long story to read this time.
Yes.
This will be it. It's gonna be the best story you've ever heard in your entire life.
They saved the best for last.
Save the best for last. Okay, this next story sounds pretty promising. I only read like the first sentence. Don't worry. Don't worry. Okay.
Genuine reaction.
Genuine reaction right now. Lived in an old 2-bedroom, 3-story walk up for a time in my early 20s in Toronto. A few days after moving in, my roommate Mike chides me in the morning for banging on the wall that separated our bedrooms and pacing back and forth across the apartment at night. We just agreed he must have been dreaming or it was sounds from other apartments, as I had done no such thing. We agreed that it must have been nothing and left it at that, but this became a regular nightly occurrence. Shortly thereafter, I started noticing at certain times in my own bedroom the cloying smell of cheap women's perfume mixed with a damp, musty smell. Imagine an old person's clothes left on a damp, musty basement floor near a litter box that wasn't being changed often enough, and you get the idea. What made it even weirder is that I would be filled with a sudden horrible sense of foreboding a few moments before the smell would begin. Mike flaked out and left only 4 months into our 1 year lease, which meant I was left footing the rent for the entire place until I could find another roommate. I had decided to try and sleep in his bedroom shortly after he moved to see if things would get better. The first night I slept in his room. I had an incredibly detailed and realistic nightmare of myself standing in a dimly lit bathroom of the apartment and cutting my face with a large shard of glass while staring into the broken bathroom mirror. It was only broken in the mirror in the dream. That's what she says. Soon after that, I started to hear the loud bangs at night and the flushing of the toilet in the bathroom. Several times the hot water in the bathtub turned on full blast in the middle of the night. Right.
Yikes.
One of the freakier things that happened not too long before I moved is the time I was woken up by the TV blaring Poltergeist on City TV at about 2 in the morning.
Ew.
At the time, that channel, I would always play movies late at night, but the fact that the one time my analog TV, turn a knob to change the channel or the volume, pull a knob to turn it on, turned on by itself at full blast was the time a movie like Poltergeist was playing. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. I do believe it because it's not like too insane. It's not too insane. Like that's just like normal like paranormal activity that you be like
Yeah.
hearing about. And I mean, she only had like a nightmare, and that's like a if you're living in a haunted house, man, you're gonna have nightmares like that. So I believe her, and it was a little bit unsettling.
Maybe Mike was having a lot more problems with it, so much so that he had to move
leave,
out.
and he was scared to tell her. He was scared.
He probably had more problems with it, and then
Yeah.
he, after the first time of trying to tell her and her being like, I don't think
I
it's that
don't
big of a
do
deal.
that. Like,
Maybe he was like, oh, this ain't gonna believe me. I gotta go.
yeah,
I gotta go.
yeah. I don't blame a man. But yeah, I do believe that.
I believe it.
I would rate that realness scale 8 out of 10, and scariness probably like a 7.5.
I think I'll go with that same rating. I think that the cop story was probably the scariest out of all of them.
Because it's like real life.
It's real
It's
life.
real life scary.
And the guy could have lost his life.
He could have.
And he heard the voice of his dead brother.
That's crazy. Pretty freaking crazy.
Thank you so much for watching this video.
Thank you. This is our first little video. Much more to come.
Better to come.
We got a lot of ideas, but we just wanted to do a little simple video for the first video. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Like this video.
Bye,
like this
YouTube.
Video. Bye, YouTube.